Okay, today we are going to see a demo with MCP, Model Context Protocol. What MCP is really super nice. It is like the USB-C for AI agent. It means you are able to plug MCP server with tool, and this tool can be used easily by AI agent. Generally, you have an MCP client that is using MCP server, okay? And an MCP server can have tools, and the tool sure can call remote services. In the demo, you will see an MCP server calling an OCI function, so an Oracle Cloud Infrastructure functions, okay? What is super nice in this architecture, okay? First, you have a USB-C structure. It means you plug, it runs, it's super nice. And remember, the MCP server generally is run as a sub-process with the client. So a sub-process that is used by the agent or used by the chat, okay? And is not a remote process, except if you are using a specific framework in order to have an MCP server that you can call far, okay, on a VM, for example, because at start, MCP server use standard input output, std in, std out, std error, okay? So very simple, designed for running locally, okay? But you can run that remotely if you have a MCP server that has implemented another communication like protocol like gRPC, for example. And for example, we have an example with AutoGen. I didn't check and didn't do a demo myself, but apparently you can have an MCP server with gRPC with AutoGen, okay? And so an MCP client that is able to call the MCP server using gRPC. But remember, this architecture is designed first to run locally as a sub-process. What is incredible is that you have so many libraries, MCP libraries. For example, mcp.so, you have 3,000 servers, okay? In the demo that you will see, I'm going to start with a very simple MCP here, server time. So this tool is able to give the time regarding a time zone, for example, a town like Paris, London, and so on, okay? But you have 3,000 servers, MCP, that are ready to be used. Here, Smithery, you have 2,000 servers. Plus MCP, you have 1,700 servers, and so on. You know, what's incredible is you have an ID, you want a tool, and the tool is ready. You just have to use the MCP server. So let's go to the demo. At start, for the demo, okay, just at start, we can have a look, not to this one, but to this one here. And let's go to my demo at start. As you see, import, okay, OpenAI API key, okay, and the server params for the MCP server time. You know, on mcp.so, I'm going to use this server time. And this command will be launched by this implementation of a local MCP server in order to propose some tools, okay? As you see, running the code, I can see two tools, get current time and convert time. So super nice. How it's possible to have that too, just because MCP server time is deployed on the standard package, okay, collection on internet by IP. And that's why if you run that, it's okay. You will get the code automatically and it's finished. Okay, that's super nice. You see the tool. After that, you create, okay, a new agent, okay, and you use the MCP server locally as sub-process. You can ask a question, what is the time in London? And I did the test 3 years ago, and I got the answer. Okay. After that, you can decide to put that code in a chatbot. Well, okay, nice, with Gradio, for example. And if we are going to look to the result here, MCP server, not this one, not this one, not here, the chatbot. Hello, okay, what is the time in Paris? I got the answer, okay? And the answer is coming from the tool. How to know that? How to know that? Just you go in the log and in the trace, on OpenAI trace, and you see that I'm using get current time, the tool that I showed you before. Okay? Now, second demo. I have a function, log function, okay? That just hello, Christophe from OCI Function. And I want to propose a tool that calls this function. In fact, it's quite easy to do that. Just first, you create the code and you use sure OCI Python SDK to be able to invoke the function and to get the result. First step. Second step, okay, you create with the decoration mcp.tool, you create a tool for MCP using your code. Wow, super simple. Decoration, function, and I call my last code in invoke underscore function.py. Okay? And at the end, the last step is so easy to do. In fact, for the last step, okay, just because here, okay, function parameter, I run Python, my code, okay, I create the tool in a local MCP server, look at the tool, invoke OCI function. This function, okay, is used to get a return, a greeting with a first name, and so on and so on and so on. After that, exactly the same code that before, okay, run. Hello, my name is Chris. Hello, Chris, from OCI function. Okay, I want to check here. Does I really use, okay, not this one. Just you can see log for the function, okay, in OCI. You can see log for the function in OCI. And on the trace, I can go there, function test, and I see, oh, yes, the tool. Okay, so I'm sure that this tool is called from the agent. Okay, so as you see, a super nice architecture that allow you to use thousands of servers with tools that are ready now. Okay, and really, really, it's super powerful, super simple to do your own MCP server with your own tool in order to use that with your AI agent. Thank you for your attention.